This is CNN, a network of Turner Broadcasting System.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. It's nice to see people suffer the consequences of their own actions. Oh my God, what's that chasing me? It's the consequences of my own actions. When CNN lies to you about George Floyd and lies to you about Russiagate and lies to you about Kyle Rittenhouse and lies to you about the 2016 and 2020 elections, when CNN lies to you for a living in order to push an agenda, you're going to start eroding the trust. And now, of course, we've seen that in the numbers. Check this out. Mass confidence in U.S. matches 2016 record low. 32% of Americans have a great deal or a fair amount of trust in the media. New highs of 39% have no confidence. So more people have no confidence in media than people having confidence at all. Great deal, not very much. So you add these together and you have 70% of people saying they have no confidence in mass media. They're fool me once, fool me twice, fool me three times. Shame on everyone. We're just going to stop watching. Fool me three times. That's actually what's happening. Younger adults now trust information on social media as much as they get from national news outlets. Namaste. Thank you so much. It's good to know that this is not a phenomenon that happens just here in the United States. In the Mideast, you are seeing CNN on live streams with Palestinians or inside of Arab communities, predominantly Arab communities, getting absolutely ripped to shreds for their biased and for their misinformation reporting. It's good to know that this is a global, not just a domestic phenomenon. Check this out.
This is kind of where the clashes happens. So, all right.
Genocide supporters, you are not welcome here. CNN.
CNN. People, all right. You see that people are very angry. They do not like.
All right. I want to let me just
that CNN has been reporting the story. You hear that, but this is we're fine. But what you are seeing.
So guys going, if CNN. Yeah. Well, he says that CNN is complicit in genocide. And he's not the only one. Multiple times now, we've seen these little videos pop up of people ripping CNN on air. I mean, that was on air. Pretty remarkable. Check this out.
Where's your channel covering this? Cover this. Say the truth. We understand you're an employee. You're just about you. Come talk to me like a human being. Come talk to me like an employee.
So this is CNN. That's CNN's Clarissa Ward, right? She's the famous wartime CNN correspondent, right? She goes all everywhere with the battles in the war. And so this is the first time I've ever seen her getting confronted by someone who I believe to be, according to the tweet that this is from, an Egyptian, somebody from in Egypt that is wanting to speak.
I understand you have your foreign policy. No, I've heard you. I've heard you. You hear me. I understand you have your foreign policy. I understand you speak for your government. I understand you represent your government. That being said, you're a country that's plain free speech. Your customized democracy is actually what led to it. And now we're watching an occupation, and we are watching the results of your silence, of your misrepresentation of.
Well, boom. That's where the clip ends. But dude, getting dressed down. Clarissa Ward on CNN on social media. It's like these people have actually watched CNN before, especially these guys. It's like they've watched CNN before and know what's about to happen.
Genocide supporters, you are not welcome here. Genocide supporters. CNN. CNN.
What does this remind you of? This reminds me of another special CNN moment.
Is one of multiple locations that have been burning in Kenosha, Wisconsin over the course
fiery,
of the night.
But mostly
night
peaceful protest.
Was seen shot in the back 7 times by a police officer. And what you are seeing now, these images came and come in stark contrast to what we saw over the course of the daytime hours in Kenosha and into the early evening, which were largely peaceful demonstrations in the face.
Shut up. Man, I get like these guys, largely peaceful. This is in contrast with the peaceful protest. The city's on fire behind you, dude. Kyle Rittenhouse is about to have to fight for his life against like hardened criminals that you have weaponized, that CNN has weaponized. Now, of course, the parallels here, I'm not saying they're one-to-one, Kenosha, Wisconsin, and Gaza and the West Bank. Ramallah was where that video was taken. I'm not saying they're one-to-one, but I'm saying that the truism that CNN has lost the confidence to tell true stories, this shows you everything that you need to see. Just read the chyrons. Fiery, but mostly peaceful. Somebody wrote that, and it got approved to be put on screen. As the city is burning behind you, as people's lives are being destroyed, CNN is pushing an agenda. Now, these happen to be American lives, but who cares? CNN doesn't care. CNN cares less, actually, I would argue. So it's nice to see some type of universality here that everyone can call out CNN on their bullshit. It's beautiful. And even the Israeli military doesn't seem to like CNN that much. We brought you this clip earlier of a CNN reporter getting absolutely blasted in the face by an Israeli tank.
What you're seeing right now is CNN's Aaron Burnett, who is standing by, actually, I believe, quite near Egypt and Gaza, inside Israel on the border there. Aaron, give us a sense where you are and what you're seeing.
All right, John, I'll tell you what you're seeing right now. We're actually right near a staging area, tank battalion that actually went in on Saturday morning right along that Gaza border after the Hamas attack. Some of those tanks actually are going to be driving by right now. I'm going to probably get covered in this, so just bear with me. It's going to be really loud.
You know, you could just move. Such fraudulence.
John and Kate.
You could just move.
So I don't know how long you're going to want to take this, but I'll tell you what we saw. This tank battalion had been in there.
Look, now she's walking.
There's another one's going to come here. All these guys are basically restaging and getting ready to go in. And we have seen today along the border.
Now she's walking.
A much, I would say, higher state of readiness than we've observed over the past few days. I'm going to move back from this one just a little bit. Okay. All right. I mean, it gives you a sense for the terrain here. And John and Kate, I'll tell you right now, we're a few miles from the Gaza border. We've been all the way up and along this border watching the state of readiness that you obviously can see right here. We're also about 10 or so miles from the Egyptian border down here. So we've been all the way up and down that Gaza border and seen the readiness. Today, sort of a mix of, obviously, full troops like you see in this tank battalion, also reservists coming in who are getting ready to go in. And I would say a higher state of readiness even at checkpoints, John and Kate, with helmets on.
You could have just moved away from the road. You did it because you're fake news. And you're fake news, and we've called you out. You lied about Rittenhouse. You lied about 2016. You lied about Russiagate. You lied about Mueller. You lied about Trump impeachment. You fetishize clickbait, and you mislead and distort reality in order to fit an agenda because you are little complacent minions and orcs for your agenda. You are not journalists. You are not reporters. You do not have a scintilla of authenticity, reality, or connection to reality. You simply do what your paymasters tell you to do. You're Muppets and you're a disgrace. I'm glad you got screamed at. I'm glad you got yelled at. Because, quite frankly, the tide has turned. This is why governments are so desperate to censor X and Elon Musk and us, because they know that inside of a free and open internet that people would be able to find the truth. They'd be able to see through the massive wall of lies that CNN is so excited and so dutifully vigilant in putting up on their behalf. And it scares the hell out of them. So I love when CNN gets called out. It's your boy, Benny. Help us help support real news and authentic news and independent news. See ya.